What's up, you guys? It's your girl Monet Aria here, coming live from the Lift Your Voice podcast. If this is your first time joining us for the Lift Your Voice Be Heard podcast, let me go ahead and give you an introduction as far as who we are, what we do. All right. So Lift Your Voice Be Heard is a personal growth and development podcast hosted by myself, Monet Aria. We focus on creative empowerment through authentic living, seeking to give a voice to the ones who feel as though their voice has been silenced by the hardships of life. Our mission is to empower people to express themselves through their passion and their creative abilities. Okay, so we touch on real life issues, real life solutions. We touch on how to stay balanced in this chaotic world, how to keep your priorities in line, how to strive for your goals and stay accountable to your goals, to your vision, and to accomplishing everything that you want to accomplish by making sure that you lift your voice and be heard through your creative abilities, through your authentic voice, through authentic living, and really just honoring yourself first above all things. All right, so that's pretty much a rundown of Lift Your Voice. So today, I basically want to take this opportunity to let you guys know that I have a new book coming out called Blessings of Faith, which is a 31-day devotional on trusting God in faith. I think this book is very relevant to the times that we are living in today with the coronavirus going around and, really having to take the time to slow down and evaluate our lives, evaluate our priorities and how we want to live our lives, what we want to produce in this time. So I think that this time of stillness is the perfect opportunity for us to get back in alignment with God, back in alignment with ourselves, back in alignment with our truth, our values, and really just taking the world by storm. And in order to take the world by storm, we first have to master ourselves and our abilities, right? So I just wanted to say that. And basically, I just want to get into, let me just go ahead and introduce myself, right? So my name is Monet Aria. I am a personal growth and development speaker and empowerment coach that inspires people through motivational videos, workshops, this here podcast, and programs. By lifting my voice through my passion of writing, I'm focused on empowering people to live in authentic truth while pursuing a life of purpose and self-validation. Through my hardships and achievements is how I learned to embody the concept of positive and progressive living. And I think we all have a story, we all have a voice, and we all want to be heard. And sometimes we just need help along the way to reach, our full potential. And so that's really why I started this podcast, Lift Your Voice Be Heard, so that we can all come together as a community, as a village, and empower one another through our stories, through our creative abilities, or whatever gifts and talents that we may have. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to get into the topic for today, which is basically the launch of my book, Blessings of Faith. And once again, Blessings of Faith is a 31-day devotional on trusting God in faith, right? So for me, excuse me, I believe faith is about trust and trust is about faith, right? Your faith and trust will be tested at various moments in your life. Think about how our faith and trust is being tested now and today with being secluded and isolated to our homes, and putting ourselves at risk every time we leave our homes, right? So we trust that we will go out into the world and come back safely unharmed, right? So we have trust in that and we have faith in our well-being, right? But those tests come in the form sometimes of disappointments, of setbacks, of loss. And some tests, can happen when you advance in the world. You know, when you advance in your career, how do you handle your new position of authority? You know, so, you know, life will test you on various levels, right? So the meaning behind every test, I believe, is to allow for growth and correction in this season and to be prepared for the next season that you are going into. So the seeds that you plant today and the seeds that you prune in this season will determine your harvest in the season God is preparing for you. Okay, so we all have an opportunity to trust God in every situation that we're in. We all have an opportunity to let our faith speak for us in all situations. I will tell you how I live my life, my principles. It's to honor God in all I do and all I am, to help develop people, to pursue excellence, and to grow prosperously. Those are my goals and my values. That's what I look forward to every day. Okay, that's what keeps me going. That's what gets me out of bed every day, is to honor God in all I do and all I am, to help develop people, pursue excellence, and grow prosperously. Okay, so this book, Blessings of Faith, 31-day devotional on trusting God in faith, is basically a devotional touching on all aspects of life, trusting God first, keeping God first, trusting God in business, trusting God in love, in hardships, in the waiting season, right? I feel like the waiting season is difficult at times, you know, and it's not always about the wait, but it's how you wait, what you produce in the wait, how you respond to the wait, because how you respond to the wait determines your level of faith, right? If you are deep in your level of faith, deep in your relationship with God, then you know, like, trivial things mean nothing. Like, you'll just let those things roll right off of, you know, your back, basically. But if it's something that you've been trusting God for a long time, then yeah, it may take a little while or a little more pruning and developing for you to level up in your faith. Okay, so this book is going to be great. It's going to be a great morning read. I think it's going to change lives. I know it's going to change lives. And it's just, you know, it's kind of like me sharing my story, sharing experiences that I've had with God in my faith, in my journey, in my walk, and then just putting it out here for us all to relate to. So I'm going to share with you the very first entry for this book, the day 1 entry, and it's called God First in All Things. Here we go. So this morning, God gave me a revelation as I was reading an old entry in my spiritual journey. I always say God first, self second. That is a belief I live by. God first, love God first, and love yourself second. Meaning no one should be more important than you other than God. I believe that we can never outrun God and we can never outrun ourselves. So why not take the time to invest in loving God and allowing God to teach you how to love yourself properly? So often we put the needs and wants of others above our own needs and wants, forgetting to take care of ourselves first. See, that is unhealthy. How can you live a prosperous and loving life if you are constantly looking out for everyone else, yet neglecting your own needs and development? If you are not healthy within yourself, then how can what you bring to the table be healthy for someone else to receive? Think about it. Life is about investments. An investment in your relationship with God, an investment in your relationship with yourself, an investment in your relationship with life and others. So you receive what you take the time to invest in. And basically, you reap what you sow. So why not sow good seed and healthy seeds? God showed me that saying God first goes deeper than just keeping him or your relationship with him first. It also means that we must take care of God's business first. Let me read that again. Keeping God or saying God first goes deeper than just keeping him or your relationship with him first. It also means that we must take care of God's business first. God comes first above all things, including your own desires. If you take care of God's kingdom first by doing what he has called you to do, then he will allow you to receive the desires of your heart. So let's get back to the principle. God first, self second, in that order. Everything has an order and everything has a process in life, period. You cannot take shortcuts and settle for what comes easy and expect to receive all that God has for you. Sure, like you may get ahead to some degree, but it won't compare to the vision that God has for you. Faith is about trust. Investments is about hopeful returns. You must trust God first in order for you to have a bountiful return on your investment of trust. Once God sees that you not only trust him, but also trust him to return the investment on the seeds you have sown, that is when God will release the blessings he wants to give you. God blesses us through our faith as well as our works. They say that your network is your net worth. Well, I say how your faith works is your net worth. How your faith works is your net worth. Keep God first and watch how he adds to your growth and your net worth. This is Monet Aria. Please stay tuned. Please go buy my book, Blessings of Faith, 31-day devotional, Trusting God in Faith, which will drop and launch this Friday for Good Friday. If you love that message I just spoke, share this podcast with your friends, with your family. Go support. You won't be disappointed in this book or this purchase. And yeah, let's just go ahead and come together as a community and support each other, love on each other, and keep God first in this time. You guys have a blessed and awesome day. Thank you.